Welcome to the channel, everyone. Happy New Year. I just celebrated my 60th birthday yesterday, and my credit score is the highest it has ever been in my entire life. Over 2 years in, retired, living on a low income, living in Kansas, and yet I am also debt free. And my credit score is the highest. Now, why do I care about that? If I'm debt free and if I'm living frugally, why do I even want credit? We're going to talk about how to raise your credit score and why it's so important in the video today. So the first thing is I had a credit card that was getting ready to be cut off. I had had a zero balance for over 3 years. They kept sending me reminders to use my card, and I thought, it's not one that I get cash back on. I get rewards. You can pick out of a catalog if you use it. It's not really beneficial to me, and so I just kept putting off using that card. Now, why do I care about that? Because your credit score is based on your available credit, and that being cut off can actually lower my credit score, even though I had a zero balance. Now, why do I care about my credit score, right? Because credit scores are looked at, even if you don't use credit, for things like car insurance and house insurance to set your rates. Your rates can actually go up if your credit score is not good. And that is important for all of us. So I went ahead and took that credit card and I used it and spent $12.50 on gasoline for my car. I immediately paid it off and I should be good to go for a while. But your credit score is based on several things, and those things are paying on time. 35% of your credit score is based on timely payments and keeping your balances low. Your credit history is 15% of your credit score. And by closing out old or unused accounts, this can reduce the available credit that you have, and it can make your balance to your credit ratio larger, which will lower your credit score. 10% of your credit score is affected by new credit activity. So if you have a lot of people checking your credit, if you're applying for new credit, if it shows that you're out there filling out credit applications and several places are checking it, it is suspicious, and that can lower your credit score. So having a lot of new credit activity or even inquiries can lower your credit score. Another thing that your credit score is based on is the types of credit you have. They like to see a variety of credits, from mortgage to car payments to credit cards. And so a variety of that can also help your credit score. Now, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have a car payment, so I don't have a variety of credit. I have about 3 credit cards. I only use 2 of them. I pay them immediately and I use them for cash back and special offers like that to get cash back into my budget. It's also important to check your credit from time to time to make sure things are correct. I have found addresses on there that I never lived at. I have found errors on there in many, many ways. And you can let them know there is an error, and sometimes they will research it and they won't find that they can validate that you are right. Even though you are right, this has happened to me, but they can put a note on there that says that you dispute that. And sometimes that makes a difference when people are reviewing your credit report to give you a good car insurance rate. So if I would have gone ahead and let that old credit card go, because I don't have a lot of credit floating around out there, like I just told you, it would have affected my credit history by getting rid of a long-term credit that I had had for many, many years. It also would have affected my ratio of credit to credit balances. That is, if I really carried a lot of balances, it would affect that ratio. So that is why I wanted to hang on to that, because that makes a difference. And when I reapply for car insurance annually, or if I decide to change companies, they check those credit scores. And right now I'm paying under $20 a month for car insurance for liability only. And that's because I have a really good credit score. So it does make a difference, even though we are debt free. So the bottom line is you don't need debt to have a good credit score or to even have credit, but you do need good credit management and you need to understand the rules that you're playing by. Using credit wisely, keeping your balances low, paying on time, and maintaining some open, active, low balance or no balance accounts is really important, especially if you need to borrow or even if you own a vehicle or a home. I know it sounds crazy that they check our credit history for car insurance, but they do. They look at things like that to see if you are responsible. And they hope that if you are responsible in paying your bills, you will also be a responsible driver and homeowner. Many people also pay their premiums for their insurance in monthly installments. Now, I pay mine every 6 months, so I don't have an installment fee, and that makes my insurance even more affordable. But some people pay their premiums monthly. Well, that, in a sense, is them giving you credit to make those monthly payments. That's also another reason why they check your credit. So being debt free is a bonus and it is something that we can be very proud of. But 80% of people that have no debt have a credit score of 700 or more. And that doesn't mean we're not using credit, we're just using it responsibly. Even little things like maybe applying for a new phone company plan or getting a new phone that's on a payment plan, or moving and having new utilities set up. So many of these places check our credit score. So even though we are debt free and we think it doesn't matter, using our credit responsibly is really important because it does make a difference in things that maybe we have not even thought about. So being debt free doesn't affect your credit score. It is using your credit responsibly. And I just found this so interesting when I saw that my credit score had jumped over 800. I'd never had a score that high in my life. And I thought, why is that? I'm not working. I hardly have any income. Why do I have a high credit score? And I just had to dive deep into that and share that with you today because I just found it so helpful and interesting. I hope this video has helped someone today. I thank you so much for listening. I hope you will join me this year for more frugal money saving content and give me a thumbs up or hype the video if you've enjoyed it. And I hope to see you in the next one.